Hi, I'm Harry. This is day one of taking an ice bath every single day to help my mental health and help me stay clean, living sober, free from active addiction. This is day 2. This is day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 10,000 followers. 30, 50. I'm 60 days clean. I'm 90 days clean. I'm officially halfway to seeing my son again. 100 days clean. I'm finally reuniting with my son, who I haven't seen for 5 years. 180. 180. I saw my son, and it was beautiful. 188. Day 190. I'm seeing Travis again. 198. 199. Day 200. 230. 245. Oh man, I'm proud of myself. 250. 300 days clean and serene. 300 days into the rest of my life. Life is amazing. We have just had our gender scan. It's a...
Fuck off.
We're having a little girl. I've never done this sober before. I love you. Just hit 100,000 followers. 329. This is Travis. 366. 400 days clean. 14 whole months. 432, 480. This time next week I'll be 500 days clean. I'm Harry and this is day 499 of taking an ice bath every single day to help my mental health, help me stay clean and serene, living free from active addiction. Let's get it! One more day to go, baby. It's like Christmas. Let's get chilly. Thank you everyone for making this happen. I made this happen, you made this happen, we made this happen. My 500th ice bath. I haven't got lucky, I've worked hard for this and I'm showing you, that dreams are possible. I didn't think this was going to happen. 500 days clean in my 500th ice bath at Fratton Park. Thank you for watching, stay chilly, go get it, and I'll see you in the morning. Bosh.
Hello and welcome to the Source Supplements podcast. Today we have a very special guest. The man, the myth, the legend. We have Ice Bath Harry. He is famous and has gone viral for sharing his very vulnerable and raw journey through recovering from coke addiction. His journey is somewhat of a hero's journey, I believe. He may think otherwise, but I believe it is a hero's journey from daily actions, small steps that have brought him towards where he is now. Incredible transformation. Harry, thank you for being on the podcast.
Thank you for inviting me, man. I'm excited for this one.
Me too, man.
I don't know about a hero. Yeah, thank you. That was a very warm welcome.
Yes. Sometimes people feel uncomfortable with the intro because it almost feels a little bit too much. But
yeah, it's not maybe too much. I think it's hearing about yourself, isn't it? I still struggle sometimes to kind of acknowledge that I'm worth something, and that imposter syndrome kicks in. So when you reel off the man, the myth, the legend, hero, kind of all them words, they kind of make me feel a bit like, I'm not, that's not me.
Yeah.
And that's the self-worth. And that's what the disease of addiction that I suffer from comes down to, is not feeling worthy. Yeah. I wouldn't treat you the way I treated myself. I wouldn't talk to you in the same inner voice that I talk to myself in.
Harry, I've got a question. Is that why you did it? You feel like, is that why you were sort of drove to addiction? Was it almost that you didn't feel worthy, didn't quite feel complete?
Yeah, I tried. So I'm not just a cocaine addict. I tried anything, whatever I could get my hands on. If it changed the way I felt, I was all over it. So I don't have a drug or an alcohol problem. I've got a me problem. I suffer from a disease, an incurable one, that tells you don't have a disease.
Yeah.
So some days I wake up and I think I'm all right.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to Guernsey this weekend. Maybe I could have a couple of beers in the bar at the hotel.
Yeah.
594 days clean. Maybe I could have a couple of beers. Maybe I could have half a gram.
Yeah.
Maybe I could just do a £20 accumulator on the UFC. Imagine if I won loads of money. What would I be doing? I'd be in a fucking hotel in London.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Back to my old, naughty antics. So I know not to mess about. Yeah. One is too many and 1,000 never enough. It's the first one that does the damage. So I don't know how I ended up becoming a drug addict or an addict in general. Yeah. Addiction doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter what walk of life you come from. It can creep up quick. And I come from a broken home. Yeah. My dad raised me. My mum left when I was 4. She was kind of intermittently in my life.
there's a lot of trauma around that, which I'm still working through now, 19 months clean, still working through with a trauma therapist, you know, my childhood and what drove me to find comfort in substances.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cocaine, gambling, alcohol, women. Women was a massive thing for me, sleeping with different women, because if I saw a woman that I wanted to sleep with and I slept with her, of course I felt validated.
Yeah.
I got what felt great because I got what I set out to get. I felt approved. I got a sick of approval, and I look back and at my life and I think, wow, all the behaviors, they started way back, when I was like 14, 15, gaming.
Yeah.
Then I was drinking. Then I was playing poker professionally for a few years.
Yeah. I
did all right. I got on Sky. I won a couple of tournaments, made it top 100 in a couple of big tournaments. And, my friends on Facebook thought, wow, this guy's, he's doing amazing. He's a professional poker. I was fucked.
Yeah.
I was like playing poker for 3 days, winning £2,000. A £200 entry tournament. I'd win £2,000 and I'd go to blackjack table on the way out of the casino, lose the fucking lot in 10 minutes. And then go back to the hotel. And it was just wild.
Sounds wild.
It was wild, man.
I've got a question. Do you think it's a society problem? Like, I feel like everything in society is kind of like, you're not enough. Go out and make money so you can impress people. Go out and get more followers so you can impress people, or speak to women, be around beautiful women so you can impress people. But it doesn't fill that void, I feel like. Do you feel it's a society problem, or do you feel it's a you problem?
Yeah, it's definitely a me problem. Like I said, I don't have a drug or an alcohol problem. I've got a me problem. I've got a disease inside my head. I've got a obsessive compulsive brain that tells me to fill that void.
Yeah.
And I heard in rehab. I heard in rehab many years ago, 6 years ago, I was in rehab, and I heard in there, one of the therapists in one of the sessions said, that emptiness that you feel when you stop taking drugs and when you stop drinking and when you stop, chasing that relationship you think you want, or, the new materialistic possession. What if that hole, that void, isn't meant to be filled?
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, what if it's not meant to be filled? What if it's meant to be intermittently filled with things like friendship, sports, hobbies, cold water exposure, doing stuff with your family, the stuff that makes you feel good. But when you spend 10 years in active addiction, smashing yourself to bits, snorting coke every day, going for a walk and jumping in the sea for 10 minutes is bollocks. It's boring.
Yeah.
Like, I need something. Yeah. I've got ADHD, and as you said earlier, you've got the same. If it says wet paint, don't touch, I'm fucking touching it.
Yeah.
I've got to find out if that sign's been there for too long than it needs, more than it needs to be. Do you know what I mean?
Big red button.
Big red button that says, fuck it, you're doing really well, let's fucking blow it all up.
Yes.
That's the disease. All the while I'm in recovery, my disease is doing press-ups and burpees and sit-ups, getting ready to fuck me up at any given moment. Because it wants me on my own.
Yeah.
It wants me.
It's an incredibly active mind, isn't it?
It is incredibly active, and it's brilliant. ADHD is a superpower if channeled in the right way.
Yes.
And there are times where it's brilliant. I hyper-focus, I get so much done, and there's times where I'm burnt out, bruv, can't even get out of bed, and I'm fucked. And I don't know how I really don't know how. I guess I am quite heroic, if I do say so. If I agree with what you said, Alfie, like, to get up and get in cold water consistently for 594 days is... Yeah, it's. I've got to give myself some credit.
I think you do. I think that is what I meant by the hero's journey, because from the outside, you may not see it this way, and you probably don't, like you said, but it's, to the outside person watching, like myself, it's those small little daily actions, and compounding those upon each other
makes one big.
Like, look at what you've actually done.
Yeah.
Like,
but you've also got to celebrate the little wins. And I think this is really important for people that are early in recovery and just in life in general. It doesn't have to be a massive milestone like a promotion or like a new car or like a new watch or like a holiday, or, it doesn't have to be a huge thing. Celebrate the little wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a time where I couldn't get out of bed. Yeah, there was a time where I wasn't washing for 3 or 4 days at a time. There was a time where I was incontinent and I'd shit myself twice a week.
Yeah.
My bowels were, damaged due to the sheer volume of cocaine that I was snorting on a daily basis.
Yeah.
I wake up now and I feel relatively normal.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I don't take that for granted. I'm grateful that I'm able to wake up and not feel fucked, bunged up, having to run to the toilet or not able to go places because in case there's not a toilet nearby. I couldn't go shopping with my missus because I knew if it come on quick and it was out. You know what I mean? And you've got to celebrate the little wins, the little things. Like the guy that I met earlier down at the bathing pool. That was a huge win.
Yeah.
To some people, you might have just thought he just got in a bit of cold water. to him. That's fucking huge, and he needs to celebrate that.
First sea swim ever.
Absolutely. And he got into his knees and said, I'm really proud of myself. And I was like, no, listen, come with me. And I walked him through it.
Yeah.
The geezer did 2 minutes, fully submerged, shoulders under.
And the change in him afterwards.
Absolutely. This was a guy who's very timid, who was, his whole body language changed. I was chatting to him after. He went from, I got my ankles in, to just like, he was proud.
We just fucking did that.
Yeah, it's incredible. And I was able to give that to him. And that's kind of why I keep doing what I'm doing, is because by giving back, they say in the fellowships in recovery, they say you can only keep what you have by giving it away. Yeah. And that's a prime example of that. Yeah. I gave away something today, and in turn, it made me feel good. And I'll go to sleep tonight and I'll think of him and I'll go, what a fucking moment that was. And that was a little win, but I'm going to celebrate it. Yeah. It doesn't have to be a massive one.
In my opinion, all great people give it fucking all away. Because we don't get to keep any of this shit.
No, we don't.
Like, look at me. I fucking lost my hair, lost my good looks thanks to jiu-jitsu, lost it fucking all, lost my mum, unfortunately, to cancer. I'm going to lose my life. It all goes in the end. I think what remains is what we can give to other people.
Yeah.
And it's like what you said about the small wins. What could be such a small thing that you're grateful for today? So sometimes I think I wake up in the morning and I have a cup of coffee.
Well, the fact that you're able to do that as well. So someone said to me recently, why don't you change the word have to get? Yeah, so when you wake up tomorrow morning, don't say, oh, I have to go to the gym today. Say, I get to go to the gym today.
I like that.
Yeah? Don't get up and go, oh, I have to go to work today. I get to go to work today. Some people that can't go to work.
Yeah.
We get to do that. We don't have to do it. Well, you've got a choice. Of course you've got a choice. It might fuck you up financially and you might end up homeless, but like, you don't have to do anything. You do what you want. Yeah, don't be forced to do shit that you don't want to do, because you are only here for a certain amount of time. And they say life is short. It kind of is and it isn't, but it's what you make of it. And I can't believe that I wasted the best part of 11 years existing, living in complete isolation. Everyone around me was trying to fix me, but I just wasn't ready to do it. And I'm so grateful now that I feel like I got the message. It took a long time, man, but I kept showing up.
Yeah. Do you feel like I used to be a personal trainer before I did this, and I used to find no matter how much you want it for them, you can't change other people.
You can't.
They change themselves. You can guide them.
Yeah.
But they change themselves.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Yeah, that's it.
And people did that for me for many years. Sorry to interrupt. People did that for many years. They're taking me to meetings, and my dad put me in rehab. I did ask him, but there was a lot of people trying to do a lot of stuff for me. But until you're ready, if we're talking to the audience that are watching this, that are struggling with drugs, alcohol, substance, me problems, they problems. Yeah. If you're struggling, you've got to want to change for you. Recovery is a program for people who want it, not people who need it. Yeah, you are going to need it, obviously. Yeah, but you need to want it. Yeah. Because if you don't, you're doing it for the wrong reasons, and you're only going to fall short. And I can tell you that from experience.
Yeah.
And as much as you want to kind of get someone to, you can push people and you can encourage people, but you have to kind of relinquish that control. And I've had to do that because my mum's a control freak, very narcissistic, and I grew up watching her behaviours, and as children we look up to our parents. Yeah, my dad used to trade the stock markets, sleep with prostitutes. I'd come home and he'd be smoking cigarettes, drinking beer. It was very kind of, we had money because he was working hard. And I'd come home with this massive big house with, swimming pool in the garden. There'd be 2 prostitutes, and literally prostitutes in the back garden that came around 2 days ago that fucking loved it so much they stayed. Yeah. And I was like, and then my au pair was cooking me dinner and my dad was busy working. It was fucking chaos. So, I was probably going to try smoking. Yeah, I was probably going to try drinking. I was probably going to be attracted to women, pretty ones as well. Yeah, ones with boobies out in the pool. That's nice. Yeah, lovely at 14. And then my mum, I think we all... Yeah. Then my mum's out the fucking front rummaging through the bins, trying to find out what he's been up to. Yeah, it's fucking chaos. So very kind of chaotic lifestyle. And I think you growing up, you want to be like your parents, don't you? So I picked up traits, and I've had to retrain. I've had to relearn. I've had to learn to relinquish control, because I was very much, and I probably did a little bit when we walked in the room here. Yeah. Gaz will say, I was, you probably come away and think, fucking hell, he's OCD, micromanaging problem. Because I did. I was like, what about this? What about that? And we moved the mics, didn't we? Yeah. But it's just a suggestion. Yeah. But there's a little bit of there's an element to me that's still got a bit of a control. and trying to relinquish that, it's hard.
Yeah.
Like this video, I've been in Guernsey today, been invited over, Gaz has filmed everything and he's going to edit it. And I'm really grateful for that. But I'm also struggling, I'll be honest, with relinquishing that control, because I've done pretty much every video apart from Day 500, which David Winter did, and he did a fantastic job. I still had a little bit of a couple of edits, but trying to relinquish control. And like I said, it's a learned behavior, trying to rewire your brain into doing positive shit that's not going to ruin your life. And being a control freak isn't going to ruin your life, but at the same time, it's not necessarily a healthy habit to have. And you've got to be able to know when to take a step back, because we can be all quite guilty sometimes of wanting something to someone else so much that we shove it down their throat. A bit like trying to get my boy into kickboxing and mixed martial arts. He said, I don't want to go tonight, and I really want to push him. But I know if I push him too much, it's gonna resent it going, and it's gonna backfire.
He's gonna hate it.
Yeah, and as much as you want to push someone in the PT world, they're gonna go, fucking hell, bruv, give me a break.
Ultimately, it's on you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. I've got a question, Harry. It sounds like you've been through a lot. And obviously your upbringing led you to the coke addiction and to where you are now. Do you have any regrets? See, that's a difficult question, because I feel guilt around a lot of what happened over the last 6 or 7 years, mainly around my son, who's 7 now, who I didn't see for 5 years due to my addiction, if you want to call it that. But I feel like guilt's a wasted emotion, and guilt kind of ties in with regret. I don't know if there's anything that I regret. I definitely feel bad. I don't like to use the word guilt, because I do feel like guilt is a bit of a wasted emotion, can be healthy and used in the right way. But not seeing my son for 5 years, I regret, I guess, not getting clean sooner. I regret not being open-minded and willing to change sooner. Yeah, because it wasn't just me that missed out, it was him that missed out. And where I think guilt might be a wasted emotion is in thinking negatively about the fact that I wasn't there and letting that impact now, which I cannot allow that I can't allow that to happen. Because if I live in that pity potty, poor me, it's going to end up being pour me a drink. And I'm going to feel so guilty and resentful around the fact that I left my son and abandoned him, like my mum did to me, that I said I'd never do to my kids. I feel like that could be detrimental to my recovery and my journey now. So there's not necessarily things I regret. However, moving forward, I would like to live a life that I can look back on and say, I'd like to look back on a life of oh wells rather than what ifs. I don't want to regret. So instead of looking at the past, I don't want to regret stuff in the future by not taking opportunities that are being presented now through the hard work that I'm doing. You've done amazingly well.
Thank you.
And I think you've got to put a bit of respect on the name. Like, sit back and enjoy that for a minute, because we're very easy to hit that next milestone and go, what's next?
Yeah, and I'm very guilty of that, very much so.
I think we all are.
And I've had a few moments where I felt really deflated. More recently, 18 months was my most recent milestone, and I felt flat. I didn't plan anything. I've got this channel, people expecting, but they're not. This is the thing with me, right? I'm doing other people's thinking for them. I'm expecting, I think my followers are expecting the next video to be some grandiose, big, magical milestone in some, incredibly mysterious and cryptic location, when actually they're not. They just want to see me come out in the garden and say, I'm Harry and I'm 18 months clean. But I put that pressure on myself to deliver some fantastic video with some huge production value, and it never happened. So when I didn't plan anything and I came out of my garden, I felt really fucking deflated. And I sat on my house bath and I said, I'm Harry and I'm 18 months I said, I'm Harry. I sat on my tub and I said, I'm Harry and I'm 18 months clean. And today I feel flat. I should be celebrating, and I'm not. But I put that on myself. Subsequently, the video got a load of views, and a lot of people could relate.
That's the way it is sometimes when you're raw. Like, when you're raw and honest, people love that. But
Yeah.
you had a massive achievement today. Like, not only just fucking coming to Guernsey, coming to a new place,
Yeah.
meeting new people, but there was a fucking atmosphere down there.
There was.
And that is because of you and because of everyone who showed up, gave their time, everyone who fucking went in the cold water, despite whether they wanted to or
Yeah.
not. Do you know, like, there was a lot of people who that was a massive step for
It
them.
was.
That was huge. It might not have been for you. Like you say, you've done loads of it now of the cold water exposure. But for a lot of people, that person who got in there, who's never been in cold water, got
Yeah.
fully in with you,
Yeah.
like you've helped them on their journey. And I feel that's what we give. It's that small thing that we give someone else.
Yeah,
Give
absolutely.
it all away.
Going back to what I said earlier, you can only keep what you have by giving it away. And yeah, if I can help someone, I will. I go out of my way. But what's changed this time, fuck that up, didn't I? Edit that bit out. Or leave it in, fuck it. I do fumble. No one's perfect. I forgot what I was saying now. Fucking ADHD. Oh, fuck, what was I going to say? So, when I first tried to get clean, I spent years in the fellowships. Yeah, Narcotics Anonymous, Alcoholics Anonymous, Cocaine Anonymous. I even went to Sex Addicts Anonymous once. They're a funny bunch. I didn't go back.
You didn't go to Paul's, did you?
Go where?
I mean, it was only a joke. I said you didn't go to Paul.
Oh, yeah, what, Sex Addicts? No, I do. No, but do you know what? I acted out.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I did. I acted out. I went there, and there was people, like, pretty girls that needed lifts home, and I was giving them lifts home, and I misses at home, and I was fucking acting out. Yeah, just because I'm clean, you know. This is the thing, right? You get what's called a dry drunk, right? People, just because I put the drugs and alcohol down doesn't mean I don't still get stinking thinking or want to act out. And I have to check myself because there's thoughts that could really get me in trouble.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, even coming over here, I had fucking thoughts of what I could get away with and what I couldn't.
Yeah.
And it's like bonkers. I don't really want to do that, but that's my disease manifesting in a way that's detrimental to my life, my family, and my recovery. And but it's just just thoughts. Yeah, I don't have to act on them, right? I don't have to make it happen, but if I wanted to make it happen, I could. You know, we found we went to a wedding in the Lake District, my missus and I, and there was literally one wedding venue, one pub, and 2 houses. And the rest was just fucking fields for miles. I managed to find the one geezer, knew the one geezer, and then the next night I'm at the wedding dishing out, you know what I mean? I've just bought an eighth and I'm dishing out half bags. So I've, you know, if I can create opportunities in that space, why can't I create opportunities in this space? And that's what I'm doing now. And what's changed this time is I used to help people because if I saw you had a problem, I'd want to fix you, right? I don't know if you've heard of the drama triangle, where you go from the victim, you can go from, oh fuck me, what is it? I've got it tattooed on my leg. You can go from rescuer to victim to persecutor or prosecutor, yeah? And my mum, this is again a learned behaviour, my mum flits between them very much so. So she'll like poke me and go, and then I'll go, rah, and she'll go, ooh, and then make it, like, then go into victim mode, you know what I mean? But not take any accountability, something again that I've had to learn, yeah? Listening, boundaries, accountability, these are all things I've had to learn. But what I do now is I help people because it helps me.
Yeah.
So before I used to help people because all the while I'm focusing on your shit, I'm not having to look inward, am I?
Yeah.
Yeah. But now I always put myself first. As selfish as that sounds, I have to look after me first because if I don't put myself first, everything else comes second to my disease. Yeah. Isolated, spiritually bankrupt, living like an animal, fucked.
Yeah.
Not wanting the beer anymore. And I spent years like that. I don't know how the fuck I made it. I don't know how I survived what I survived. I really don't know how I'm still here.
It's pretty amazing. I've noticed that as a theme with all the guests on the podcast. We have some amazing guests. People done amazing challenges. We've had one bloke who ran ultra marathon every day for 30 days. We've had people who's sleep experts, health experts, fitness experts. And the one thing they always have in common is they are all selfish. And we have a negative connotation of that word. But
yeah, I
really,
that.
it's like you just said, it's the putting yourself first so they can give to everyone else. Because if you empty from your own bucket, there's nothing left for you to give to everyone else.
And that's very prevalent in what I'm doing now. If I don't look after myself, I'm no good to anyone. Yeah, I've got best part of 9,000 unread messages. Well, I've read them, but I haven't accepted it and replied to them. But I've got a lot of people messaging me that are reaching out, that are struggling, that are in crisis. And unfortunately I can't get back to everyone
Yeah.
because I'm only one person. And if I start replying to these messages, it takes me away from my family, which then makes me resent what I'm doing. And then I'm not enjoying my job. And then it becomes a chore. And then, oh, fucking hell, I've got to take an ice bath and it's 10:30 at night. And then it just, so I've got to be able to say no to some things to be able to say yes to the right things.
Of course.
And time management is something I'm still working on. I'm not great at it, but I'm a work in progress. Yeah. I'm not perfect. I'm still trying to, I'm in the 1% club. Yeah. All I try to do is be 1% better today than I was yesterday. And if I
Right.
could do that over the course of the year, I'm doing all right.
That's perfect. I feel we should give those people their opportunity. If there was someone listening today who's struggling with addiction and you had a minute to speak to them and say whatever you want to say, what would you say to them and why?
Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Have you had enough yet? Are you ready and willing to do whatever it takes to change? Are you prepared to surrender? Are you prepared to put a little bit of effort into you? Are you ready to get selfish? Are you ready to put yourself first? And if you are, then you need to fucking admit you've got a problem. Reach out when you're struggling. Put things in place that are going to help you stay clean, yeah? If you sit in a barbershop long enough, what do you think you're going to get?
A haircut,
You sit in a pub long enough, what do you think you might want?
a pint?
If you sit in a crack house, talking about recovery, you're probably not going to stay clean for very long, are you?
No.
So it's about surrounding yourself with positive people that are going to level you up, not bring you down. Yeah, you're a product of your environment. If you hang around with dickheads, you're going to be a dickhead, right?
Yeah.
Stick with the winners. Hang around with people that are going to level you up and make you feel good about yourself, right? The best way, I think, is surround yourself with positive influences, people that are doing good shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want the best for you. If you hang around with people that are dragging you down, I think what a lot of people do, and I've completely cut off a lot of my old friendships, if you want to call them that. I think they were more using buddies rather than friends. But I've cut a lot of people out, and I've surrounded myself with a whole new group of people who I've met over the last year, 2 years, since I got clean. And it's like holding up a mirror. People don't like it. Yeah, the people that I cut off don't necessarily like the fact that I cut them off.
Yeah.
And they say things like, you know, look at you fucking doing, you know, you're like a celebrity now, you know, doing, you know, getting clean.
Yeah.
You're jealous because I'm holding a mirror up to you. You don't like the fact that I'm clean and you're not.
Yeah.
And you're struggling and you don't know what to do. But don't worry, I'm here. I do want to help. And I get a lot of messages from old mates that are trying to get clean that can't. In fact, I'm actually hopefully about to put one of my childhood friends who I haven't spoke to for a few years now, who I know is not very well, I'm hopefully going to put him in treatment and cover the cost of that through a treatment centre that I'm working with, who have offered a sponsored package to put anyone that I think could benefit. And this is the same geezer that introduced me to cocaine. Yeah. So I went from gaming to gambling to women to drinking to drugs. Yeah. When I started drugs, this geezer that I'm talking about, I won't mention him, he was the first person who ever said, try that, and I snorted it, and the first line of cocaine I ever snorted was like getting a warm hug from my mum who was never there.
Yeah.
And I felt safe, and I thought, fuck, this makes me feel amazing. And then I used again and again and again and again, and it's a progressive illness.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I carried on until I nearly fucking died. And that's my story, you know, but that doesn't have to be my identity.
No. No.
People can change. Yeah.
You're almost an example to them. Like you said, you're like a mirror to them. The only reason they feel bad about it is because you remind them of the decision.
Because they don't want to hear, they don't want to hear the truth, and the truth fucking hurts, man. And that's why, like I said, who you're hanging around with, your influences, they're going to try to bring you back in. Yeah. Like I've had it before where mates that I haven't seen for 2 years have seen a bit of my stuff online, and I bumped into them and they've said, come on, you come to the pub on Friday, brother, I'll cut the pints, you'll be all right, fuck off, you could have a cut of beers. It was coke that you had a problem with, wasn't it? No, mate, like, what are you trying to do?
Leave me alone.
Yeah, you don't, like, we are actually friends, and you clean and me clean are we could probably play tennis and do some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and have a great time and go cold water swimming, but I'm in a different place to you now, and unfortunately I have to protect myself and I have to set boundaries. I don't know what boundaries were. You know, it took me years to fucking learn how to do this stuff, and I'm still, like I say, I'm still a work in progress. And yeah, people don't like it because it's like holding up a mirror. And I was the same. I'm not talking down or bad at these people. People did it to me, and I didn't like it. When someone was drinking, or maybe, if someone was drinking around me and I was drinking too and I had Coke, I'd probably drag you in with it. What do you mean? Oh, come on, brother, UFC's on. We got we can't stay awake without, have a couple of, because I'm feeling bad, because I feel bad about what I'm doing anyway. So, and I don't want you to judge me, because I'm already feeling dead guilty about what I'm doing. So what I'll do is I'll bring you in with me. And then until we end up fucking sitting on the opposite side of the room together, not even watching the UFC, watching gambling, betting on table tennis at 4 a.m. What the fuck's that about?
Let's all do it together. I feel like environment is so important because it means that you don't have to rely on boundaries. So if you have the perfect environment, which none of us fucking do, let's just be honest, you don't have to use those. I'm not going to be doing that tonight because that's not who I am anymore. Like, you don't have to because of environment. Have you ever heard of the Vietnam War opium epidemic thing? So there was a lot of soldiers from America who were in the war.
Yeah.
Loads of them. And a large majority of them, I think it was like 20 to 30% of those soldiers took heroin while they were away in Vietnam. So America were like, fuck, we're going to be fucked here because 30% of all the troops we sent away are going to come back and use heroin.
Yeah.
Never happened because the environment changed.
Okay.
They're not in war anymore with bombs going off and chaos and murder and
horrendous
stuff.
This is very interesting.
So when they come back to their normal lives, their normal jobs and their wives and their loving, caring environments, a lot of them didn't pursue the habits anymore. So because they changed the environment, they lost the addiction. And I think it means, like, the more we can get our environment right, the less we have to rely. Like, I don't know because I'm not an addict, but I think likely if we get the environment right, it means that we don't have to rely as much on the boundaries. Am I right or am I wrong?
I don't want to say you're wrong.
No, it's all right.
Everyone's different. Everyone's journey is different. In my experience, it's something called geographics.
Okay.
We do the geographical changes, right? So I realized I had a drug problem. I thought, well, it's the employer that I'm with, it's the environment that I'm in, the people that I'm hanging around with, they're all doing gear, high pressure sales, everyone's snorting coke, so I'll do it. I don't want to do it, so I'll leave, change jobs, go to a different company, I changed jobs from one national company to another national company, and within 2 weeks I'm around my managers at that company's snorting gear. So and people say, it's kind of like a bit of a comical thing we say in the rooms, the relocation of all relocations. If I go to Guernsey, if I moved here, I'd stay clean. So if you change your job, you could change your car, you could change your missus, you could change fucking everything. What you need to change is you. Okay. So going back to my Lake District story, put me in a fucking Sahara desert, I'd find or make. If I wanted it, I'd find it. I'm very resourceful when I want to be. As addicts, we are. We're very, very crafty. I'm the sort of bloke that will nick your wallet and help you look for it. That's what I'm like when I'm doing gear. We're very resourceful. So I don't know if I agree. I don't know if I agree or disagree. Like I say, everyone's story is different. Obviously, if you were in like the most remote but fuck nowhere planet, then you couldn't, like, cocaine or alcohol didn't exist. It'd be lovely if there was no drugs and alcohol in the world, because everyone would be fucking cured. But then we'd all probably switch over to something else that changes the way we feel. So it's a big thing, the geographics, and unfortunately, time and time again, I see it through the rooms, through conversations that I'm having with people. People say, I went to Thailand and I come back, but well, it's worse. I've got a friend right now who's in Thailand who's fucking smoking frog poison or whatever he's doing, ayahuasca and shit. And it's like, you're not snorting ketamine in your mate's kitchen at 4 a.m, but you're fucking like doing other stuff out there. You're drinking, you're smoking loads of weed, like you're cross-addicting, you're swapping one for another. So I don't know if I agree, because if you put an addict anywhere, if they wanted to get it, they'd find it. Because I did it. I moved house. I said, if we get out of Portsmouth, North End we lived, it's a shithole. You come out, one night I come out the fucking front door, there was 2 geezers smoking crack in the hallway with a can of Coke all like, and they were like, and I was like, what the fuck's happening here? Is that any good? Can I have one? Like, I'd never smoked crack. I was like, can I have one? He's like, I ain't got no much left, bruv. And I was like, all right. I was on the way to meet a dealer anyway. I had a bit of money, so I was a coke, I looked down at crackheads because cocaine I was still snorting at that point until I wasn't. Towards the end of my using, I wasn't able to snort drugs. So I used to fucking stick out my arse. I used to bump it. I used to dilute it in water and then syringe it out my arse because my nose was so blocked because I had fucking infections. It's fucked. So anyway, that's another fucking story. But yeah, I got out of North End and I moved to another area, and I fucking found the one bloke that knew the one bloke, and the next minute I've got a new bunch of, scallybags around me. Yeah. Again, if you hang around with dickheads, you're going to be a dickhead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you've almost said there, it's like self-accountability, really.
Yeah. Yeah. You've got to want to change you.
Yeah.
If you're like, I know people, and I've seen it, right? I'll give you an example. I shouldn't really say this. I'm not going to say who it is, but I do feel a little bit guilty around this, actually. I've got a sponsor who's 21 years clean now, and he was helping me with my work. He was driving me for a little bit when I had my own business. I set up a double glazing company. I was in double glazing, so I went from one national double glazing company to another, and then set my own business up on ego. I'd have been better off working for someone else. I just wanted to be the managing director, even though I was not earning much money. I had a mate of mine who's recently become my sponsor, and I remember one day he picked me up, and I was in my house. I was in this fucking rented HMO, and he come into my bedroom, and I was racking lines up in front of him, and it doesn't sit right with me that I did that. And I wouldn't have obviously offered it to him. I mean, he was probably like 14 or 15 years clean at this point. But like, he's able to be in that situation. Yeah. I don't know how strong. I don't really want to fuck about and find out. But I don't know how strong. Like, if we had a party after we turned the lights off in here, and you pulled out a big bag of coke, would I? I probably want to do it, but would I do it?
Yeah.
And that's the question. So it's like being in the lion's den. Yeah. If you're willing to do whatever it takes, and you are not about that life anymore, then sure. If I don't want to do drugs, doesn't matter where I am.
Yeah.
I need to change. So the geographics don't matter. Yeah, location. If I really want to stay clean, you could put me in a fucking crack den. If I don't want to do it, I won't.
Yeah.
But it is about keeping yourself safe by not putting yourself in those situations.
Yeah.
So when people say, I've got this party tonight, everyone's going, and I'm really worried I'm going to drink. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
You're setting yourself up for failure. Don't go. Make sacrifices. You have to put your fucking recovery first.
100%. And that's like what we said before. Got to put yourself first.
You have
got to
to
be selfish.
You have. And like you said, there is a negative. It's almost like a negative vibe when you say the word selfish, but I'm learning more about that now. And it's interesting that you say that. You're educating me, and I'm learning from you that it's not necessarily negative.
It's not. Before you give to anyone else, you first must give
have
yourself.
to. And I spent years, like I said, focusing on everyone else's shit, so I didn't have to deal with my own.
Yeah.
And I've got a parent who does the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Points the finger at everyone else, doesn't take any responsibility, any accountability, and it's my mum, and I don't talk to her.
Yeah.
And then that fucking sad. You lost your mum to cancer. Your mum's not here. You'd fucking do anything to have a conversation and hold her again.
Anything.
And I don't want to fucking go anywhere near mine. It's sad, isn't it?
It is sad. But unfortunately, that's the way it is. It's so painful, and we can't have other people's experience.
No, and you can't change. You want to fix everyone and save people, especially your family, but you just can't.
Yeah.
You've just got to let that go. But take a big breath in.
Yeah.
I'm powerless. I'm powerless over people, places, and things.
Yeah.
All I've got to do is focus on me, and the rest will follow.
That's why I wanted to ask you about regret, because I feel that's what makes life beautiful, but yet horrific. Is both the highest of highs, the most amazing things, what we've done today, what you've done in the last 6 months, unbelievable. But then you almost have to go and experience some of those lows as well, because that is life. It isn't just all uphill. And that's why I was interested by the regret question, because I feel that is life. It's tragic, and it's loss, and it's death, and it's addiction, and it's all of those tough things, but it's also beautiful. It's that quiet cup of coffee in the morning. It's the hug of a friend. It's the I love you. It's all of those beautiful things. The relationship you have with your son. Those are the special moments that sometimes we take them for granted.
We do very much so. And I've more recently had a baby, my daughter Billy, who's 9 months old.
Congratulations.
Thank you. With my partner Felicity, who's also 594 days clean. We met in rehab 6 years ago. And I think some people sometimes make you feel guilty about the shit that you did in the past. But it comes back to self-worth and what you believe about yourself. Yeah, I said at the start of this, I wouldn't talk to you in the same voice that my inner voice talks to me in, would I? So why am I treating myself that way? Why am I not showing myself that level of self-respect that I deserve?
Yeah.
And I think there's conversations that I've had in recent times with people who are hurt, who maybe haven't forgiven me for my actions in the past, and they may say comments and things that hurt, which may bring up for me something that I may think that I regretted or do regret. But what I'm doing now, I can't change the past, bro.
No,
That's happened, man.
it's going forward.
What I'm doing now is, you know what I mean? But also, let's not forget what you don't want to do, which I'm very guilty of, is looking for the next thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the next level. You know what I mean? Like, we're filming here in Guernsey. We haven't even edited this fucking video ready for tomorrow. And I'm thinking about day 600 in 6 days' time. And, like, how big and great that's going to be. And I've got no plans and I'm panicking. You know what I mean? But, like, just be present. And if I shouldn't, it shouldn't matter what other people say that might trigger me to feel regret, because I know right now I'm a fucking good dude.
Yeah.
And I'm doing good shit.
You are.
And I don't want to look too far in the future, because what that does, it's great to have goals, it's great to have ambitions, it's great to be ambitious, it's great to have goals. But what that does, it takes away from what you've got right now.
Yeah.
I've got my health.
Mm-hmm.
I've got my family. I've got a close group of friends.
Yeah. I've
got a house above my head. I've got a little bit of money in the bank. Yeah, money's like fucking fifth before I said all, you know what I mean? I'm loved. I'm able to love. There's loads of stuff that comes above all that shit. And money can't, people say money can't buy you happiness. I think money can give you opportunities to put yourself in a position where you could be a bit, cheerful. Yeah. I've just spent a lot of money on an e-bike and I fucking love it.
Money used well is brilliant.
Yeah.
And I find money is a bit like a reduction of pain. So like, it doesn't solve all your problems, but it definitely solves your money ones.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to be like.
But then there's a time when I had debt and I was like, if I could just clear this debt, everything would change.
Yeah.
And I cleared, fortunately, a family member helped me and I cleared all my debt and I fucking racked up a load more. Yeah. Didn't learn. Insanity, yeah? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. And I've had to learn from making mistakes over and over again. And my best thinking has got me in trouble. So now what I do is I take a minute and I pause. Yeah. My first thought is usually proper bad. Yeah. My second thought is kind of, third thought. And then I kind of work my way down. And then on the fifth or sixth thought of that same particular subject, it's a bit more clearer. Instead of just acting on impulse. Yeah. I respond rather than react. And yeah, I'm just trying to be an example for my kids and my missus. And I know I'm busy working and I don't spend that much time with them right now because I'm focused on the brand and the business and the movement. So I just got to try and find that balance. Yeah. But it's difficult, man.
It is. It's tough.
It's difficult. And this my kid's not going to be 9 months old forever and Travis ain't going to be 7 years old forever. So I've got to, I don't want to miss out on it. Just because I'm clean now doesn't mean I'm not still busy.
Make sure you take some time to enjoy that.
Got to try. Yeah.
I've got something I wanted to play for you.
Okay.
And I think you kind of answered it before, which was amazing. But I'm just going to play you this. I saw this, and it was part of that hero's journey I was thinking when I saw you, and I wanted to know what motivates you. But I just want to play you this first because I saw this, and it reminded me a bit of that hero's journey. So this is a poet that I've seen on Instagram. It's a poem, song.
I think I know who you're about to play.
Yeah, but
it's the guy who talks a bit like this. Is it him?
It's
what's his name?
His name is Lucas.
Yeah, it is him.
I met God at the supermarket. He said, "You're right." I said, "Yeah, you." So what's in your mind? I said, "Just getting some food." But I think you could tell because I looked kind of sad. He said, "Go on and ask." I said, "Why are things bad? Like, why is it hard? Like, sometimes it's shit. Sometimes it's like, oh my God, is this it? Because I can tell you, but you won't like the answer." I said, "Don't give me riddles, man. I'm not saying maths." He said, "Fair enough, I'll give it you straight. You know, in a film or story or play, the bit where you think it's all fucked, there's no way the lead can survive, and then suddenly, yay, something good happens, and then they're okay, and learn something new and true on the way." Well, it's basically that. You'd be bored without this. You wouldn't know what the good bit is. Like, watch the film about someone who's fine, and then nothing happens, and wow, that's alright. He said, "Trust me, I've tried it, but before you were born, when no one was rich, and no one was poor, and no one was cold, just happy and warm, and it was so shit, they all went to war, just to find reasons to feel something more. So now it's like this, you hit then you missed, and hit and then win, that kind of thing. You could tell by my face I was still kind of pissed. He said, "I tried to tell you, you won't like the gift." I said, "When does it end?" He said, "Oh, 5 minutes." I said, wait, what? Just got so much to give. Give me more time, I'm sorry, forgive. My dreams are undreamt, lost words on my lips. I missed all the sunsets and cliches and shit, and loving my love and time with my kids. And then he goes, did someone find reason? Look forward to something of faith that there's meaning. I went, oh no, you got me, you prick. He said, here's your time back, now fuck off and live.
I thought that reminded me of you because it's that hero's journey. It's the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows. And in the end, they say you got 5 minutes to live, and he lists off a load of reasons. Harry, I want to know, what's your reasons?
Well, the obvious answer would be my children, my beautiful partner, my parents. You know, there was a time where my dad lived in fear that the police were going to knock the door and tell him that I wasn't here anymore. That's the stuff I put my family through. And ultimately, for me, this is about me, innit? And my story and my journey. And if I put myself first, my family and my friends and all the other people around me get the best version of me. And being someone who existed for many, many years, living like an animal in complete isolation, completely spiritually bankrupt, to be alive and have some clarity and feel relatively well, I'm grateful for my life, and I don't want to lose it. And it's quite scary to think there was a time where I thought I didn't want to be here. I genuinely thought I'd be better off dead. But I got through that.
What you've just said there, mate, is fucking beautiful. Yeah. Just wanted to sit with that. That's made me a little bit emotional there. I've got another question for you. So
Who gave you that?
yeah, that got me. That what you just said there got me. Yeah, yeah, very emotional. That. So we have a thing on the podcast where the previous guest
Okay, ask another question.
leaves a question.
The next guest.
So the next guest.
Who was the previous guest?
The last guest was an expert on SIP. A man called Dan White.
He would have had no idea that I was today's guest, would he?
They had no idea.
No, so this question's going to be for,
Yeah, has nothing to do with sleep. In life, they take it all. Your good looks, your family, your friends, your health, and finally your life. What do you feel must live on after you?
That's a deep question, Alfie. I don't know. I guess I had no idea that I'd be in this position I'm in now. By putting a camera in my garden, putting myself in cold water, filming it and putting it on the internet, I had no idea I'd be where I'm at now. And I've become quite a recognisable presence, if you like, in the wellness space. And I guess I never really thought about what I'd leave behind or whether I'd leave anything behind. But I guess going back to the whole hero thing, and I'm starting to kind of believe it the more I hear it. Yeah, because, you know, if you're told you're naughty for long enough, you just believe you're naughty. Yeah, I was a kid, undiagnosed ADHD, told I was naughty, so I just assumed I was naughty. People kept reiterating that. So the more I hear positive affirmations like what you've said to me today, which I'm grateful for, I've got to start believing in that and manifesting. And, I think if I have become this hero, I guess my impact on the world through what I'm, achieving and what I'm creating now, through my videos, through the plans that we've got some big plans. You know, in the last 19 months, I managed to get clean, stay clean, get my son back, did a hair strand test, had all my hair cut off like you, had a baby, make amends. I've been a father. I've been a better father when I've just been a father, because I wasn't, was I? Technically I was, but I wasn't. I've been a better son. I've been a better brother. I've been a better uncle. I've been a better friend. And yeah, I guess I just want my family to be proud of me. And they were proud anyway. I always thought I had to have a big successful business and a nice big house and a nice big Mercedes on the drive and a nice fancy watch and loads of money in the bank to make my dad proud. And in the process of chasing that, I nearly fucking lost everything. I did lose everything. I lost the stuff that I had built up over a bit of time, and he was proud of me anyway. But I didn't feel proud of me.
Yeah.
And I used to pass it on to him. I'd say, if only I could do that, my dad would be proud of me. My dad was always fucking proud of me. I just didn't believe it. I just didn't hear it, because I was just set on image. Yeah, I wasn't happy with who I was, so I'd shout from the rooftops how great I was. Love me, because I don't love me. So, yeah, I guess off the back of what I'm doing with Ice Bath Harry, I'm going to leave an impact, aren't I?
Yeah.
Leaving a statement and an impact already. When I do pass on to wherever I go after whatever, yeah, I guess that might be so far down the line that this might have, this might only be temporary. I don't know. Life is precious, man. And yeah, I don't know. I think my legacy would be Ice Bath Harry and my kids, and the fact that I turned my life around from a hopeless drug addict to one of the most inspirational people in the wellness space right now. And I'm proud to say that.
I think what you give people and why people are so connected to everything that you do is that you give them hope. You say, if it's possible to him, why not fucking me? Why not fucking me?
And I used to sit in the meetings, the fellowship meetings, and I'd look at people up there, and I think, how can he do it? A geezer's 10 years clean. A geezer's 4 years clean. Like, I'm thinking, what the fuck? I can't even get 24 hours clean. And I'll never forget, there was a fella from Portsmouth that used to turn up on a push bike, battered old push bike, yeah, skinny, like 6 stone he was. And he used to turn up fucked, and he was a crack addict, and he'd sit in the back of the meeting and he'd be shaking, but he kept showing up, and this geezer kept turning up, just kept coming back. Yeah, that's what they're saying to me, is keep coming back, keep showing up for yourself until the miracle happens. And I'll never forget, in the same time I was turning up to meetings, I had, the job, with the business, I had a little bit of money, I had a missus, and I had a house and all that, and I don't know if he was street homeless or what, but he was in a bit of a pickle. And I'll never forget, he kept showing up, I kept showing up, neither of us could get clean. I then dropped off, and I remember about 18 months later I went back to a meeting, and I walked in, and the top tables where the guest comes to share their experience, strength and hope, and lo and behold, he's up there 18 months clean,
Amazing,
fucking healthy as fuck. And I was like, and I'm still using, and I was thinking, how the fuck?
Yeah.
If anyone was going to fucking die, it was going to be him next.
Yeah.
He's 18 months clean, and that little bit of hope, I was like, fuck, if he can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
And I hung on to that. And there were times when I genuinely believed that I was going to die a drug addict.
Yeah.
And then there were times where I genuinely believed I was going to get it one day. And at the moment, I'm over here, and hopefully we can stay there.
Hope's an unbelievably powerful emotion. Like the will to survive, the will to keep going, that's what you give people. That's pretty special.
And that wasn't what I planned to do. None of this I set out to do. This is just as a result of doing what I'm doing, by showing up for myself and documenting my life and talking honestly, openly and vulnerably. I am giving people hope, and I do get a lot back from meeting people that watch my videos that feel inspired by me. And yeah.
Harry, I've got a question just following on from what you said there.
Go on.
Are you pushed or are you pulled? people do things for different reasons. Some people are pushed to do things, like they're driven to do it for them. Some people are pulled. Some people, everyone around them kicking and screaming. Do you think you push, pulled? Do you think you're both? Are you push or are you pulled?
I think since getting clean, I've unlocked an inner discipline that I didn't know I had. I've got a real fire in my belly to want to succeed, want to improve, want to educate, maybe even retrain. You know, I left school with no GCSEs. I thought about even going back and doing some just so I could re-educate and retrain as a counsellor, a therapist, you know, get something, you know, I don't know. I thought about improving. I'm always trying to improve. So I feel like it's me now because of that self-worth. Yeah. My mum came round a while back and we haven't spoken for many months. And she came over one afternoon and she's really unwell. She's got a lot of trauma. And I remember using some of the techniques that I'd learned in therapy on her, over the years of me being in the chair. And I used that on her. And we sat there for like an hour and a half and she poured her heart out. And I said, how do you feel afterwards? You know, I said, how do you feel? And she was like, I feel much better. I said, well, would you go to therapy? Because it would really help. And she was like, yeah, I will. And on the way out, I remember saying to her, look in the mirror. And this is what someone told me to do once. It was a customer, funny enough. I was quoting her for some fucking double glazing. She must have seen me a mile off and thought, he don't look well. But she said to me, stand in the mirror there and say I love you 5 times. And I went, what? And I couldn't do it. And I tried to do it with my mum. And I said, Mum, stand there and say I love you 5 times. And she stood there, she dropped to her knees on the second one. She couldn't say it. And I tried for years to be able to do that, and I couldn't because I felt really uncomfortable. I felt fucking horrible saying it because I didn't like who I saw in the mirror. I saw a monster. Today, I can look in the mirror and say, I love you, Harry.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, and I love you, and you're doing a good thing. And that's special.
Yeah, that's important as well.
It is.
And the reason that's difficult, it doesn't sound difficult, but the reason it is difficult is because it's fucking confronting.
It is, yeah. It's facing up to it. And again, that comes back to the learned behaviour of accountability, accepting responsibility. Again, things I've had to learn because, you know, my mum, like I said, I've learned a lot of her toxic behaviours, and don't know whether or not it's DNA, but, you know, there's a splash of OCD, a splash of, well, definitely a big splash of ADHD. Well, fucking a monsoon of ADHD. But yeah, you're trying to be like your parents, aren't you? And I'm just trying to break that generational trauma now. Unfortunately, you know, I never set out to fucking leave my son for 5 years, but that's just how it went. And yeah, I think I'm driven so fucking much now to want to be the best version of myself for everyone around me, but most of all for me, because I'm invested in myself now. I want to invest in myself. I didn't give a shit about myself for a long time, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back there. Fucking hell, it's painful.
Yeah.
I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be isolated. But in the same breath, there are times there's recently been times where I felt really lonely.
Yeah.
In a room full of people shouting my name, I could still feel fucking isolated and alone.
Yeah. I think that loneliness is normal. Like whenever you're trying to push something really hard and will something into the world like you're doing at the minute.
I'm incredibly driven.
Yeah.
And I didn't know I possessed that until I put the drugs and the alcohol down.
Yeah.
I didn't realise I was so talented. I didn't realise I had this much potential.
Yeah.
I genuinely didn't.
You don't have to do any of this. But you choose to because it's who you are.
I get to.
Yeah, you get to.
I get to wake up tomorrow and I get to get in cold water.
Yeah. And it's funny how hard things make you think like that.
Yeah.
Like I've started running a marathon recently. Okay. Like I was pissed off and my friends were like, we're running a marathon, you should do it. And the correct answer to that is no, fuck off. But I was obviously had a few beers in.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, did it. And they didn't tell you any of the bad. They don't tell you about all the blisters on your feet and the chafe under your armpits and that your fucking arsehole goes into song. They don't tell you that. But they also don't tell you what it will make of you to do that kind of stuff. journey that's incredibly hard, like the marathon for me, or
Yeah.
the journey you've been on for the ice baths
Well,
for
the journey
you.
I'm still on, man. I'm going to day 1,000. You know, I'm just over halfway through my shift.
Yeah.
Well, 594 today. Yeah. I don't want to get to day 1,000 and say, hi, I'm Harry, and I'm the guy that's taken, I think, about 993 ice baths. I want to get to day 1,000 and say, hi, I'm Harry, and I've shown up every fucking day for 1,000 days, and you've seen it happen.
Yeah.
You've watched my life unfold. This is where I was, and this is where I'm at now.
Yeah.
I've shown up. I've done my hard, and now it's your fucking journey. Yeah, now it's down to you. Someone to take over and fucking do what I've done.
Yeah. And it's not about the ice baths. It's about the journey that you've been on
Yeah, it's about
to become the man who can do 1,000
Yeah,
ice baths.
and I still don't know if I can. Let's be real. It's fucking 400 and... Do you know what I mean? You say it like you think I will.
Yeah, you will.
I still sometimes think I won't.
No, you will.
Genuinely,
I believe in you, bro.
Thank you. And that's still something I'm working on, self-belief. I still... And I can feel it brewing now. When this finishes, I'll say to him, was it good? I don't need to ask him. I don't need his approval to pat me on the back and say, good job, bud. I fucking know that I've just done a good podcast.
Yeah. You know,
Stop seeking approval, Harry. Believe in yourself.
yeah.
And if you believe in yourself that's watching this, yeah, you can be here doing this shit as well. Yeah. I'm just a fucking normal bloke from Portsmouth who filmed some videos
And whenever you put something into the world like that, you got to say to yourself, I tried my fucking best.
yeah.
So say what, if fucking flops and we fucking, obviously we'll be upset and, oh, sorry, it didn't work out the way. But if I go to bed tonight and I think, I tried my fucking best,
Yeah.
I gave it everything I had,
Yeah.
I sleep pretty well that night.
And it's hard in the world that I'm in the content creation space, because my business is essentially dictated by views and algorithm. And a lot of people comment when I moan, because I have been known to moan and be honest about, you know, fucking hell, I put 4 hours into that video and it was really inspirational and it got no views. You know, I'm relying on the ad revenue to you know, people say, oh, it doesn't matter if it helps one person. Well, fuck, hang on a minute, it does. It's my business. Yeah, views equal a bigger following, which equals brand opportunities, which equals sponsorship, which equals more money to fucking save lives. Fucking hell, don't just swipe and scroll. Interact, please. You are the algorithm.
Yeah.
And I stress that, and that's just me being me.
Yeah.
And if people don't want to hear it, they're not my audience.
It's interesting because that everything we've said today, I feel we agree 100%. But for that,
apart from geographic.
apart from geographics, maybe. But with that, it's like that product there that I made.
Mm.
I feel true art is made for the fucking artist.
Okay.
So I put that out because I knew it was fucking good.
Mm.
If someone else tries it and says, oh, it's a bit too sweet for me, or it's not quite my thing, no worries, brother, it's not for you.
No, of course.
Because
it's the same with ice baths.
exactly.
Yeah. Some people been to rehab, got clean through the room, stayed clean.
Yeah.
I remember months ago, one of my old sponsors actually, who I think unfortunately has relapsed, said to me, he commented on one of my posts publicly and said, get to some meetings, bruv, ice baths won't keep you clean. Well, guess what, motherfucker?
Yeah.
I'm 594 days clean, I ain't stopping.
Look where we
And
are.
I don't go to loads of meetings. I don't fucking go to church. I'm not, you know, doing step work every fucking night of the week.
Yeah.
I'm doing what's working for me. And ice baths work for me, but they might not work for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what, you know, I might try that and think it's shit. But
Yeah.
it's not shit. It might be shit, my shit, but not your shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If some people took ice baths today, they might go, fuck that, I'm not doing it again.
Too hard. Not for
Yeah,
me.
not for me. But that's your thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Try something different.
That-
Try something different.
That's what I love is it like it's we both in the content space, we might post a piece of content and it doesn't perform the way we want it to. I've had that happen. But I was fucking proud of it.
Yeah, of course.
I liked it.
Yeah, and that's going back to the video I said, 4 hours. I was fucking well proud of that. That would have saved lives. Why the fuck did it?
Yeah.
Because I mentioned the fact that I was, there's some stuff that you can't say because the community guidelines. And I was like, oh, fucking hell.
But that isn't a reflection.
It's who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking, people say, my dad in particular, because he's old school. Yeah, 80 years old nearly. They say, you swear a lot. Oh, yeah, be careful. You swear a lot and it's uncomfortable. Listen, that's who I am.
Yeah.
My target audience are fucking people who fucking swear, who do fucking drugs, who need to fucking hear
Yeah.
the life-saving message that recovery is possible.
And it's real.
And it's real.
This is who I am.
And I tried to not swear in a couple of videos and it was shit because I couldn't express myself. I was going, oh, freaking hell. It's not me. This is who I am. Yeah, Gordon Ramsay swears a lot, and he's doing well.
Yeah. I just want to see people be themselves. And
Absolutely.
do you know what draws me as well?
Unapologetically authentic.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I want to be.
I really
I
like.
want to be myself.
Yeah.
And feel comfortable in my own skin and not have to put on. I call it chameleon adaptability. I've got this special secret superpower where I can adapt into my surroundings. I'm like the fucking lizard. What's his name? Randall out of Monsters Inc. Yeah, I'm like, I blend into my surroundings. Yeah, you put me in a care home with a bunch of old people, they'll be fucking all over me. They'll love me. Put me on a building site, I'm gonna be best pals with everyone. Yeah, put me in the drug dealer's car, I'm pally with him, I could talk like him, what's happening, bruv, you all right? And I can, I can mould, it's called chameleon adaptability.
Yeah.
I could change to but I don't really want to do that. I don't want to have to pick a mask up. I don't want to have to wake up and put a mask on and go, I don't want to have to wake up and go, who am I playing today? Which mask am I putting on? I want to wake up and go, this is who I am. Fucking life's all right.
Yeah.
And it's fucking short, so make the most of it.
Yeah. How did it, you talked before about helping your mum and helping other people.
Yep.
How does that make you feel?
Sad, disappointed. But I've done a lot of work around this in therapy in recent times. And yeah, you can't save everyone. As much as I want to help, especially those closest to me, they have to want it for themselves.
Yeah.
And I spin it round and I look at it from my perspective and I look at other people's perspective. And a lot of people tried, like I have with my mum, but I wasn't ready.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Travis's mum spent hours educating herself on the disease of addiction to best understand what I suffer from, to help me and to fix me.
Mm-hmm.
But she couldn't
Yeah.
because I wasn't ready. And I spent years trying to do that to my mum,
Yeah.
who also isn't ready. And unfortunately, it ain't looking like it's going to change anytime soon. However, people can change.
Yeah.
And I've shown that. So there is hope.
Maybe you give them hope.
Maybe one day I can have a fucking conversation because it's not nice, is it?
No. But
No.
man, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
today.
It's been good. I've really enjoyed that chat actually, and I'm looking forward to trying this stuff.
Yeah.
Tell me what it is. So it's
So this is a creatine electrolyte formulation.
okay.
Obviously, my background is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu
Yeah.
and MMA.
Love that.
It's for any state where you're massively glycogen depleted, but obviously it has the
What can
creatine
cause
in it.
that state?
So it's just like extreme exercise. So you're
Okay.
going to get this BJJ rounds, MMA rounds,
Yeah.
hard workouts in the gym.
Okay.
So it's for athletes who are seriously pushing themselves.
Okay.
And because that's the lifestyle.
And he wants to give it to me.
But to be honest, everyone does benefit from creatine.
Yeah.
Like creatine, the research is massively out there now about the cognitive benefits on the brain.
Okay.
Electrolytes just staying hydrated, which obviously also helps performance when you exercise.
Yeah.
But that's our target
I'm
audience.
keen to try it. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
keen to try it. Thank you, Sourced. I love it, man.
Yeah, you'll have to let me know what
Brand-
you think. And like I said,
Brandon's on point. I like it.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
Like I say, I made it for myself and put it out into the world, and people are
And there's a big wide world out there. Yeah, there's plenty of people that will like it. So, don't focus on the negatives. Yeah,
we're doing better than I can imagine. So
love that.
I'm really enjoying the process, and it's been a lot of hard work and effort, but that's what makes these things enjoyable.
Yeah.
I've got one final question for you.
Okay.
And it's, if all of your content was erased from the earth, every single piece, and you had 1 minute to leave a message to the world, what would that message be and why?
Oh, a minute. I just guess I don't know. I mean, I said it, haven't I? In the last hour and a half we've been talking, like I don't even know. Thanks for having me. I'm just an ordinary bloke doing extraordinary things now. But I've created these opportunities for myself. So if you're thinking something's impossible, unachievable, don't. Put yourself out there. Your full potential is the other side of fear. Put yourself in those uncomfortable situations and show up and hold yourself accountable. Take fucking responsibility, man. Yeah, no one's coming to save you. Recovery is right here if you want it. but I ain't going to serve it up to you. You got to come and fucking get it, all right? But you've got to do it for you. Thank you, everyone who's encouraged me to continue. I don't know why I'm thanking, because my content's been erased now, so I'm no longer Ice Bath Harry, am I? But no, thank you for those that stuck by me, including my dad. My message would be thank you, Dad, for sticking by me and believing in me when I didn't believe in myself. You loved me until I was able to love myself again, and for that, I thank you.
Thank you very much, Harry. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.